You're seeing one surprising development after another taking place in Karnataka over the Chief Minister change buzz. Now, even as Siddaramaiah said, I will complete the full 5 years, DK Shivakumar seems to be attempting to put pressure on the High Command. How's he doing that? Well, while he makes cryptic comments like prayers never go unanswered, there are lobbies now openly batting for DK Shivakumar. You had politicians speaking out. Now seers too, a prominent Lingayat seer, has spoken out very publicly saying DK Shivakumar should be made the Chief Minister. All of this is leading to questions about whether DK Shivakumar is kind of rallying as much support as he can to ensure the High Command is forced to go ahead and ensure that in a few months from now, he takes over as the Chief Minister from Siddaramaiah.
Now you put
Days after Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah ruled out any leadership change in the state, the power struggle has started again. The Congress leader in charge of the state, Randeep Surjewala, met MLAs in Bengaluru on Monday, second such meeting in a week. The meeting took place even as a prominent Lingayat seer suggested that Deputy CM DK Shivakumar deserved a more prominent role after the Congress party's resounding victory in the 2023 assembly polls.
ಆದರೆ ಪಕ್ಷ ಜಯಬೇರಿಯಾದ ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ನಾಯಕರಾಗಲಿ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ನಾಯಕರಾಗಲಿ ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಒಳ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ಏನು ಆಗಿದೆ ಆ ಒಳ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ನಾಯಕರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು
Deputy CM DK Shivakumar has said he would abide by the party's high command decision.
ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಉಂಟು ಪಕ್ಷ ಉಂಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Shivakumar's remarks have yet again added to the ongoing uncertainty, as he maintains a delicate balance between ambition and allegiance.
ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿರೋದು ನಾವು ಜುಲೈ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನು 2 ತಿಂಗಳ ದೇಶದ ತಳಕಳಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಬನ್ನಿ.
Rumors of Siddaramaiah being elevated as the head of Congress's OBC Advisory Council chief also created chaos within the political circles. CM Siddaramaiah's office clarified that he is not the chief of the AICC OBC Wing Advisory Council, but is one of the members and is responsible for hosting its first meeting in Bengaluru on July 15th. The CM, however, said that he can't deny a national role if he is assigned one. The BJP, on the other hand, has claimed that the change of guard in Karnataka is imminent.
100% in the October, November, he will go to Delhi. So here CM will change.
Shivakumar's own statement over the past week have shifted between showing loyalty and reminding the party's high command in a subtle way of his interest in the CM's post.
The question here is whether we're going to be seeing a change in CM in the next few months, maybe by September. And is this DK Shivakumar then using this time, the next few months, to send across a message to the High Command that he's got adequate support, not just within the party, but outside among other communities like the Lingayats too? Let me bring in Sagaraj to get us more details on really what's happening in Karnataka. Sagai, every day when you think that, look, this is the end, there's going to be no question of a CM change, there are more statements that come in, more cryptic comments from DK Shivakumar himself. And that's what's essentially keeping all of the questions coming on whether by September there will actually be a change in CM.
Absolutely, and even if you try to join the dots which is happening here in Karnataka politics, you can understand that in all possibilities there might be change in the month of September or October. And if you notice that Randeep Surjewala visiting Bengaluru, taking the opinion of MLAs, and subsequently there are also MLAs who predict the fortune of DK Shivakumar, saying that he'll be made Chief Minister in the month of September or October. And whereas Mallikarjun Kharge also claims that if at all if the leadership change happens, it will be done by High Command, and he doesn't rule out that there is no change. He says that if happens, it will be done by High Command. And DK Shivakumar says that whatever the pact which was been discussed between him and High Command and Siddaramaiah cannot be discussed in public, and he will discuss with High Command. Even he doesn't rule out that there was no pact. He says that whatever has been discussed, it will be discussed between four walls and with High Command. So this clearly shows that everything is falling in place. And in fact, even if you notice that he is not making any kind of loose talks, especially DK Shivakumar. He is on his plan. He sticks with High Command. He says that he will follow the High Command. If High Command says that you have to work for so and so thing, he will go ahead and do that. And he also says that he doesn't have any option. Whatever High Command says, he will do that. His priority is to bring back the party to power in 2028. But under whose leadership? Will it continue under Siddaramaiah, or DK Shivakumar will take over from Siddaramaiah in between this 2.5 years and ensure that he brings back the party to power in 2028. So everything seems to be in place, and DK Shivakumar is playing smart. He's moving his cards very smartly, saying that he's a High Command person. He will listen to High Command and he will not cross the Lakshman Rekha.
So, sending out a message that he is someone who remains loyal to the party, but at the same time seemingly applying pressure also to the High Command to say, look, it's my turn now and I've got ample support, voices who will stand with me. Thanks very much, Sagai, for joining us with those updates. I'll bring in now on this broadcast RK Upadhyay, senior journalist. We also have BS Arun, senior journalist, with us on this broadcast. Good evening to both of you. Thank you very much for joining me. Mr. RK Upadhyay, I'll begin with you. What do you make of all the buzz? Do you think that this is DK Shivakumar essentially making one final push to be made the Chief Minister? Because the speculation is that if there's going to be a change, it could happen in September.
Well, Akshita, there is definitely, I think there is going to be a change, whether it is September, October, or it is by November, because November is the time when I think the 2.5 years so-called deadline for change of baton is supposed to happen. So he will keep up the issue alive, and he will not let it go. It's very clear that he's playing a very sober waiting game, and he's putting all the onus on the High Command. See, very cleverly he's saying that it is up to the High Command to take the decision, and he has a very big point there, because he needs the High Command support to become Chief Minister. If you go by the numbers, obviously the number of MLAs supporting Siddaramaiah is much more than those supporting Shivakumar. So he obviously requires that support from the High Command. And if that 2.5 years, power sharing formula is really there, and Siddaramaiah has to vacate. But he is sticking on to the position, and he says he's there for 5 years. Once a week, he makes that statement that I'm going to be there for 5 years. This is what is irritating Siddaramaiah. And Shivakumar goes on saying that I will be there. I mean, and the fact that now Brahmapuri Sri is coming out and saying very strongly that Shivakumar needs to be given the Chief Minister's post is very significant. I think
we'll talk about the Lingayat factor in just a bit, but I just want to bring in Mr. Arun also for his opening comments. There are a lot of comparisons right now, Mr. Arun, with other states. For example, Rajasthan, where you had the High Command very clearly siding with Ashok Gehlot when Sachin Pilot was speaking out saying, give me the power. Do you think it's a fair comparison? Because in this case, many would argue that the High Command also is reliant on DK Shivakumar.
I don't think it's a proper comparison, mainly because Sachin Pilot sort of revolted against the High Command, and he was opposed to the then Chief Minister Gehlot. So to that extent, the comparison is not apt. And here the situation is different in the sense that DK Shivakumar is a very loyal soldier of the Congress party, of the leadership, and same goes with Siddaramaiah. And he has never said at any point of time, as your correspondent rightly mentioned, that that he's one with the High Command. He will go with whatever the High Command says, things like that. So comparing Rajasthan situation is not apt. Although it's a fact that Sachin Pilot, after he came back and made truce, he and Gehlot are moving together now to bring the Congress party back to power in Rajasthan. So the situation in Karnataka, as many are saying, is in a sort of a we are waiting to see what's going to happen in the next 3-4 months, because October, November, is the 2.5 years completion of Siddaramaiah, and the statement made by Kharge here is important. Last week only he said that the High Command will decide what's going to happen in Karnataka. The AICC president saying this, I think, has a lot of meaning, and he knows what he's talking, and maybe it's a precursor to the things to come in Karnataka.
It's quite clear that if the High Command wanted to send out a message that there was no 2.5-year CM rotation plan that was put in place, they could have very clearly dismissed it and said Chief Minister Siddaramaiah will complete all 5 years. Instead, you've had that comment come in only from one person, from Siddaramaiah himself. All others have said, wait and see, let's see what the High Command says. The High Command themselves have kept mum for now. I'll request both Mr. Upadhyay and Arun to stay with me. Let's just play out for you what's happened in the last 10 days or so that's got all of this buzz going once again about whether there's going to be a CM change in Karnataka. The statements that have come in from Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. And the reason we're putting this out for you is because you can see a very, very clear contrast, a contradiction in the messaging from the two leaders.
ನಾವಿಬ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ವಾ? ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಾವು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ.
ಯಾವ ಚರ್ಚೆನೂ ಬೇಡ. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ. ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ್ ಖರ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು.
ಇವರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಅವರು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಸ್ಸೀಮರು. ಬರೀ ಸುಳ್ಳೆ ಹೇಳೋದವರು, ಸತ್ಯ ಹೇಳೋದು ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರು ನಂಬ್ತಾರ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರ ನಮಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಾನು ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ನಾವೇ ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ.
ವಾಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್? I have to stand by him, I support him, and I don't have any objection to it. Whatever the party high command tells and whatever he desires, it will be fulfilled.
So you've seen the two statements that have come in. There's no animosity between the two leaders. They've ensured that Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar have made it very clear that, look, they're not against each other, they're not rebelling against each other, but this is Siddaramaiah trying to say, I will remain the Chief Minister for 5 years, and DK Shivakumar essentially trying to claim his slice of the power pie. Mr. Upadhyay, you were talking about the importance and relevance of a Lingayat seer providing his support to DK Shivakumar. What do you really make of the development? How does it really help Shivakumar's push to say, look, I've got enough support if I need to be made the Chief Minister?
You see, Shivakumar already has the support of Vokkaliga very strongly. And if the Lingayats also come on board, that will strengthen his case. See, Lingayats are cut up with Siddaramaiah, thanks to this the so-called caste census report, which relegates the Lingayats' importance, in the caste hierarchy. In fact, the numbers put out show, according to this survey, that the Muslims come number 1. And then, until now, the assumption has been that the Lingayats constitute the largest single community in Karnataka at 16 to 17%. Now, this survey puts them at 13%. And also the permutations and combinations in terms of a reservation done by this Siddaramaiah government, gives them 8%. Whereas Siddaramaiah's own community, which is far less than Lingayats, gets 12%. So all this has riled the Lingayats very much, and they are now backing Shivakumar. They know that he will not go ahead with that. So that is one reason. I think the other is that Shivakumar knows that he doesn't have the number, and the High Command has to take a call on this. That's the reason why he's not being overly aggressive, but he knows that the High Command will come to his rescue, when it's required. And it's very interestingly, this backward classes committee, in which Siddaramaiah has been made a member, it's a very clear signal to him that he should take up other responsibilities. I think the Siddaramaiah should see the writing on the wall. Probably, these indications will start coming towards him, and by I think October, we will have a clear picture.
Mr. Arun, what do you think? There's a lot of talk that Siddaramaiah is a very powerful leader. There's no denying that. He's got huge support, not just among the masses, but within the Karnataka Congress as well. So if, there is an announcement that DK Shivakumar is taking over as the Chief Minister, do you see some sort of rebellion, revolt within the party, or everyone falling in line?
See, Shivakumar wants to avoid exactly that. He wants to take the supporters of Siddaramaiah along with him. There is no doubt that Siddaramaiah commands a majority among the MLAs and Shivakumar doesn't. So he wants to take everyone along. He doesn't want to cut a sorry figure, when the actual time comes for him to take over. So he wants the support of Siddaramaiah, and he wants the support of Siddaramaiah supporters also. That's very crucial. And the statement made by this Lingayat seer, I think, is a shot in the arm for DK Shivakumar, because as Mr. Upadhyaya said, he is already a leader of the Vokkaligas, and he needs the support of the Lingayats. Lingayats are, on very good numbers among the Congress MLAs, and they are a powerful political force. So he wants their backing also. So, and to that extent, I think Shivakumar has played his cards well, and he has taken the support of these seer, and there are many sects among the Lingayats, and this is one of the powerful mutts in Karnataka, and he will certainly, I think, go on to ensure the support of other Lingayat Swamijis for himself, and that's going to be very crucial, because the mutts play a very important role in Karnataka, in politics also. The statement made by the Swamiji is highly political in nature. And, even the Vokkaliga Swamijis also have, made some such statements from time to time. So this is one of the factors, key factors in Karnataka, which may, even alter the political situations.
If you look at Karnataka politics, there have always been two very dominant communities, Vokkaligas and Lingayats. And if DK Shivakumar has managed to get both on board, he is himself a Vokkaliga, so he's already got that support. And if he's managed to get the Lingayat support too, that's huge for him. And what's very clear from his strategy is, unlike many other politicians, he's choosing to play this almost like a test match, not a T20. So he's taking his time, he's biding his time, he's ensuring he kind of gathers all the support, knowing full well that he has the next few months to build the necessary support and trust, not just within the Karnataka Congress, but also among crucial vote banks for the Congress in Karnataka. Thank you very much, Mr. Upadhyaya and Mr. Arun, for your time and joining us here on India Today with your analysis of what's playing out in Karnataka. You've heard from the experts. The message is very clear that it's not so much a question of if, but a question of when. And when I say DK Shivakumar is essentially playing this game very smartly, he's ensuring that all the right voices speak out in his favor in Karnataka. Just take a look in the last 1 week, all the statements that have come in from loyalists of DK Shivakumar saying there's going to be a churn, there's going to be a change, that DK Shivakumar must be the Chief Minister.
Karnataka ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷ ಪ್ರಚಂಡವಾಗಿ ಏನು ವಿಜಯವನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹುಪಾಲು ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ನಂತರ ಬಹಳ ಶ್ರಮಪಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಈ ನಾಡಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಪಕ್ಷ ಜಯಬೇರಿ ಆದ ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ನಾಯಕರಾಗಲಿ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ನಾಯಕರಾಗಲಿ ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಒಳ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ಏನು ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆ ಒಳ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ನಾಯಕರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವರಿಗೆ, DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತು ಹೊರತು
ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು ನಾನು. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಾವು ಜುಲೈ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನು 2 ತಿಂಗಳ ದೇಶದ ತಳಕಳಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಬನ್ನಿ,
$200% वो बनेगा, बनाएंगे। Abhi, within 2 months, he will be the Chief Minister. Definitely, 200%. If party wanted to survive, if we wanted to see Congress party on power in 2028, God promise, we need a change. A good administration we need. This is the right time for our survival.
That depends on the High Command. We can't insist High Command to do this, not like that. But anyhow, DK should be given one opportunity to serve the state because he is a very, very good fighter. Since so many years he worked for the party, he fought for the party. So our opinion is to give the opportunity to DK Shivakumar.
So there's never been any confirmation on whether there was actually a 2.5-year CM rotation plan put in place. But if it were, let's get you a clear timeline of what's happened. Remember that it was in May 2023 that you had the Karnataka government oath taking. This is when Siddaramaiah took oath as the Chief Minister and DK Shivakumar was sworn in as the Deputy Chief Minister. And mind you, it happened after a whole lot of hectic negotiations and parleys where then too DK Shivakumar tried to lay stake as the Chief Minister. That's when there was a lot of buzz that the High Command agreed on a formula where Siddaramaiah would be Chief Minister for 2.5 years and the rest of the tenure would go to DK Shivakumar. What does that mean? Well, September 2025 is when all of the movement will start. Siddaramaiah completes 2.5 years as Chief Minister in November, essentially. So September, all of that movement will start because it'll just about be 1.5 months away from Siddaramaiah hitting that deadline. So then there are questions about whether that's when you're going to be seeing DK Shivakumar making his final push to take over as the Chief Minister. Interesting times ahead in Karnataka, and clearly the next few months are crucial to know whether this is the movement that we're going to be witnessing, whether DK Shivakumar will be taking over as the Chief Minister at the end of this year. All right, let's move on and talk about the big story coming in from Tamil Nadu. Now, we have been seeing a lot of developments as far as alliances firming up in Tamil Nadu are concerned, because remember, the elections in Tamil Nadu are slated for next year. AIADMK chief Edappadi Palaniswamy has called his party an ally of the BJP, but is still open to joining hands with Vijay's TVK to defeat the DMK. Here's the interesting messaging from the AIADMK. A senior leader essentially has criticized the BJP, saying they have no chance of ever coming to power in Tamil Nadu. And at the same time has said that so far there's been no talks with Vijay. All of this is leading to speculation of whether the AIADMK is having second thoughts about the alliance with the BJP. Are they threatening to pull out? Because there's clear messaging as far as Vijay goes that he's not okay with an alliance with the DMK or the BJP, never really referring to the AIADMK.
The Tamil Nadu alliance suspense continues. Vijay last week made it clear he's not looking at an alliance for now, but made no mention of AIADMK. With Vijay seemingly keeping the door open for an alliance with the AIADMK, questions loom on whether the AIADMK is considering dumping the BJP for the TVK.
The நாட்டையே பாழ்படுத்துற பிளவுவாத அரசியல் செய்றவங்க தான் தமிழக வெற்றி கழகத்தோட ஒரே முழு முதல் கொள்கை எதிரி, ஐடியாலஜிக்கல் எனிமி. அடுத்து திராவிட மாடல்னு சொல்லிக்கிட்டு தந்தை பெரியார் பேரறிஞர் அண்ணா பேரை வச்சு தமிழ்நாட்டை சுரண்டி கொள்ளையடிக்கிற ஒரு குடும்ப சுயநல கூட்டம் தான் நம்மளோட அடுத்த எதிரி, அரசியல் எதிரி, பொலிட்டிக்கல் எனிமி.
The BJP too seems to be focusing on the long game, saying they are looking at games in the 2029 general elections.
நான் என்ன பொறுத்த மட்டும் எப்பொழுதுமே நான் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிறேன், திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தினுடைய ஆட்சி மக்கள் விரோத ஆட்சி, அது அகற்றப்பட வேண்டும் என்று சொன்னால் எல்லோரும் ஓரணியில் திகழ வேண்டும், வர வேண்டும். அவருக்கு அந்த எண்ணம் இருக்கும் என்று நான் நினைக்கிறேன். ஆகவே எல்லோரும் ஓரணியில் திகழ வேண்டும்.
But amid all these speculation, The TVK claims there's no strategy behind Vijay never criticizing the AIADMK.
Since DMK is ruling, we are questioning the DMK. If AIADMK had been ruling here, we would have certainly raised the voice against the AIADMK. And today we have, our leader has made it very clear that our TVK is not either AIADMK or DMK to make any compromises with this BJP.
Thalapathy Vijay has three options essentially: to follow the Pawan Kalyan formula to taste success of joining the AIADMK-BJP alliance. Second, to pressure AIADMK to cut off ties with BJP and then ally with the AIADMK. And third, to create a third front, an alternative to the DMK and AIADMK. In a state like Tamil Nadu, alliances can make or break a party's chances, and Vijay's next moves could decide his performance. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's bring in Pramod Madhav for more details on this. Pramod, good evening. Get us a sense of what you're picking up from your sources on the AIADMK strategy here. You know, on one hand, they seem to be suggesting that, look, the BJP doesn't really stand a chance in Tamil Nadu. And on the other, you've got all of this messaging from Vijay that he's wanting an alliance with the AIADMK. Is that something the AIADMK is considering? All right, apologies. Don't think Pramod is connected. We're going to connect with him in just a bit to get you those details. But a lot of very important developments taking place. All of it, interestingly, within the NDA. Pramod is with us right now. Pramod, what are you picking up from your sources on the AIADMK's game plan here? Are they considering the option of kind of dumping the BJP and going with the TVK with Vijay?
Akshita, one thing is very clear. We can very clearly state that until the entry of Home Minister Amit Shah, that was the plan. There were actually talks about AIADMK and TVK joining hands and kind of like forming a kind of alliance like what we saw in Andhra Pradesh between Chandrababu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan, the actual Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister quotient. But unfortunately for TVK, the entry of Home Minister Amit Shah completely changed the dynamics. And right now, Vijay, even after so many rumors were claiming that there are high possibility of AIADMK leaving the alliance, Vijay has clear-cutly said. Earlier it was mentioned that Vijay is going to talk about his alliance, but all Vijay has said so far is that he will not have any direct or indirect alliance with BJP. He did not use the term about AIADMK. So it's very clear that until AIADMK is going to be with BJP, he's not going to form an alliance with them. But if AIADMK decides to leave BJP alliance, things can immediately change, and there is high possibility of TVK going along with AIADMK minus BJP. But it looks like he wants to leave these decisions to AIADMK because as we are speaking right now, the first day campaign of EPS has begun, and what he has done is that EPS is sharing his stage with State BJP President Naina Nagendran and L. Murugan in Coimbatore as we speak, Akshita.
Okay, so there's the messaging that the BJP would be counting on, that EPS is sharing the stage on day one of his mega campaign there with the BJP leadership. Thanks very much, Pramod, for getting us all of those details. Let's also tell you about another story from Tamil Nadu. A controversy over a temple visit by the Tamil Nadu Congress chief, Sri Perumbudur MLA, who is part of the scheduled caste. Selva Perandagai was allegedly prevented by temple authorities from participating in the Kumbhabhishekam rituals at a temple in Kanchipuram. He's alleged that while he was stopped, BJP's Tamilisai Soundararajan was allowed to perform the holy water offering. Tamilisai Soundararajan was taken to the main tower to perform the pouring of holy water on the Kalasana, whereas you had the Tamil Nadu Congress chief Selva Perandagai being stopped initially. After his supporters raised objections, he was later permitted to approach the tower, not really the temple, but was again halted by the temple body officials before participating in the ritual. Now, the allegation here is that he was stopped because he belonged to the scheduled caste.
உடம்புக்கு சிறப்பா நடந்துச்சு. வாழ்த்துக்கள். திருச்செந்தூர்ல லட்சக்கணக்கான மக்கள் கலந்துக்கிறாங்க. அங்க அதிகாரிகள் அமைச்சர் மேற்பார்வையில் பிரமாதம் நடந்ததுக்கு நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு அறநிலைத்துறை அமைச்சர் ரொம்ப சிறப்பா செயல்பட்டு இருக்காங்க. அதிகாரிகள் இன்னைக்கு நிலையில ரொம்ப மெத்தன போக்கை கடைபிடிச்சிருக்காங்க. யாரை கட்டுப்படுத்திருக்கு எங்க போறதுன்னு தெரியல. ஒரு பாதுகாப்பு இல்லாத நிலையில தான் இன்னைக்கு இறைவனர்களால் நல்ல மாதிரி முடிஞ்சிருக்கு. இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் செம்மைப்படுத்தி இருக்கலாம். அதான் என்னுடைய பார்வை.
முறையான வரவேற்பு
2000 ஆண்டுகளா அந்த பிரச்சனை இருக்கு. இன்னைக்கு ஓவர் நைட்ல தீர்க்க முடியாது. அவர் அதிகாரியே செய்யணும்னு நினைக்கிறாங்க. நாங்க மக்களோட மக்களா நின்று பார்த்துட்டு வந்தோம். ஏன்னா நம்ம ஏதாவது சொல்லி ஒரு நல்ல ஆட்சிக்கு 24 மணி நேரம் ஒழுக்கின்ற மாண்பு முதலமைச்சருடைய நற்பெயருக்கும் இந்த அறநிலையத்துறை பக்தி இயக்கத்தை விட நல்லா சிறப்பா செயல்படுற மாண்பு அமைச்சருக்கோ எந்த வித கலப்பம் வந்துடக்கூடாதுன்னா நான் பக்தரோட பக்தரா 10 நின்று பார்த்தா இறைவன் கூட பார்க்க முடியல. இருந்தாலும் எல்லோரும் பார்த்துடுவாங்க அப்படின்ட்டு நான் இப்போ குற்றத்தூருக்கு போயிட்டு இருக்கேன். அதிகாரிகள் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் தங்களை வந்து அதிகாரிகள் நினைச்சுக்கணும். அதிகாரிகளா இருக்கணும். பிரச்சனை அதுதான். தெரியல, அவங்களதான் அதிகாரிகள் தான் கேட்பாங்க ஏன் தடுத்து நிறுத்தினாங்க, ஏன் அனுமதிக்கல. ஒருவேளை தெலுங்கானா முன்னாள் ஆளுநருக்கு மரியாதை கொடுக்கணும், சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர் பின்னாடி நிக்கிறதுலாம் நினைச்சாங்களா தெரியல. ரைட், எனிவே பக்தர்கள் மகிழ்ச்சியா இருந்தா மகிழ்ச்சி தான் எனக்கு. ரைட்.